Hi guys, it's David here from Writing Resources, and today we're going to be taking a look at homophones. So this video is going to help us to understand the difference between words that sound the same. Now this video has specifically been made for anyone studying functional skills English, that's any level of the course whatsoever. Also if you're studying GCSE and you just need to brush up some of your skills, this video could be really helpful and beneficial as well. So what are they and why are they important? So first of all, homophones are words that sound the same but have different meanings. So the clue kind of comes in the name homophones. The last part of the word saying phones, it means it's something that we hear. So when we hear the word, it sounds very similar to another one, but it will have often a different meaning. So why are these important? These are words that people often get muddled up. Using the wrong homophone in your writing will lose you marks and make your writing seem unclear. So now what we're going to do, we're going to have a look at some of the more common homophones that people often struggle with in their writing. Look at the common words below and try to understand how homophones work. So here we've got three main types of homophones. These are ones that if you do writing or reading on a regular basis, they would have been things that you would have encountered before. So if we have a look at the first one, you can see there on the left hand side we have the homophone in question. We've got here and here, and we also have the definition as well. Now these words are homophones because here and here are two separate words, even though they sound very differently. We will notice that they are spelled differently as well. So let's have a look at the definition and hopefully it will make sense. So here means I, on, or at this place when used as an adverb. Here means to perceive sound through the ear when used as a verb. Now if that definition wasn't clear enough for you, the first example of here, spelled H-E-A-R, is the one that we can take in through the use of our ear. So the one that actually has ear in the name is the one that we actually hear in terms of sound. The second one here is normally referring to a place or a position of something. We move on now to look at the second one in the table. Now you have there, and there. These all sound very similar, but they're used in very different ways. So the first one, there, so which is spelled T-H-E-I-R, means to belong to them. So in this case, I ate their sweets. It means that the sweets was a possession, something that belonged to someone else, and the person in this sentence ate something that belonged to someone else. So the first there, T-H-E-I-R, means to belong to someone else. The next one is actually they are. You can see there we've got an apostrophe between the Y and the R, and that is to show that we're missing out or omitting a key letter, which is the letter A, to shorten or abbreviate the word. So there is short for they are, e.g. they are going to be cross. Generally, we like to use things like they are when we're doing informal language. So if you're actually writing a letter or an email to someone that you know, you might be using this more often. And the final one, this is probably the most common use of there, it refers to a place. So e.g. I'm going to hide over there. These are key things that people often get mixed up with in functional skills as well as GCSE English. So if it is something you need a little bit of work on, by all means keep watching the video, keep practicing it, because it is something that takes just a little bit of time to get used to. The final one we're going to look at is wheel or wheel. So you've got two there that sound very similar. You can see for the first one, the wheel, that we've got another apostrophe between the E and the L, and again that means that we're missing out a letter. So will is a short version of we will. Wheel refers to the circular object that's placed on cars, so obviously wheels that we see generally in most forms of transport. Okay, if you need to pause the video and go through those definitions in more time, please go ahead and do so. We're now going to move on to have a look at an example. Look at the sentences and identify where the homophones have been used incorrectly. So we'll have a look at the first one to start with. I hear a lot of good things about Spain. I'm really looking forward to going there. So what you need to do is think back to the homophones that we just went through in the table. Have a look at this sentence and see which homophones have been used incorrectly. So which ones do we need to change or alter so that the sentence makes sense. The second one is, at Christmas we'll have a massive party. There'll be lots of food. So again, have a look over the sentence and see if you can identify what word needs to change, what homophone has been used. that we need to alter so that this sentence makes sense. Number 3, I live in Coventry. Here there is lots to do and some amazing sights to see. Number 4, my family are great. They're always there for me. Number 5, I'm happy living here in Coventry. From my flat I can hear the sound of football matches being played. So what I'd like you to do now is pause the video, spend some time going through each of these sentences and see if you can identify where homophones have been used incorrectly. So there's some cases where they've been used appropriately, but there are other parts where those key words or key terms haven't been used properly. So spend some time now, have a look over it, and on the next slide we're going to be going through the answers as well. Class feedback. Check your answers against the ones below. So we have the same extract that we just looked at. I've just taken away the box around it so that we can make notes as we go along. So first of all, we're going to have a look at number 1. I hear a lot of good things about Spain. I'm really looking forward to going there. So there's actually 2 things we need to identify with this one. The first one, I hear, isn't correct. The reason why it isn't correct is because it's been used in the wrong case. So here, with the ear, is the one that actually talks about sound, so we'd need to replace that example with the appropriate one that's in bold above it. The next thing we need to identify in this sentence is there. So I'm really looking forward to going there. Again, this is short for they are, so that in fact is incorrect, and the proper word we need there is T-H-E-R-E. Number 2. At Christmas, we'll have a massive party. There'll be lots of food. So there's only one mistake in there. Hopefully you were able to identify it. Again, it was one of the key ones that we looked at the table on the previous slide. So wheel is of course what we refer to when we're on about the circular object that goes around cars. But it is actually short for we will. So at Christmas, we will have a massive party. Number 3, I live in Coventry. Here there is lots to do and some amazing sights to see. So the first one is here. Again, this is the here that we use when we refer to sound. So that of course is wrong. And we need to change it to the word here as in H-E-R-E. The next one doesn't actually come into this sentence because the rest of the sentence for number 3 is absolutely fine. So we have to move on to number 4. My family are great. They're always there for me. So this one can be a bit tricky because there's been one that's actually used quite closely to another one. So what we mean is they are, right? They are always there for me. So we need to change that there. It needs to be T-H-E-Y''R-E. And the next one is there. So again, sounds a bit confusing potentially, but we're talking about it in terms of a position. They're always there for me, not in the case that it's been used in the example. Number 5, I'm happy living here in Coventry. From my flat, I can hear the sound of football matches being played. So again, we've got here, whenever we're referring to sound, we of course need to spell it H-E-A-R. If you need any additional support, then new videos will be added every single week. Alternatively, you can leave us a comment below or visit our partner channel Bookworm Teaching for more lessons and guidance on all things English. Thanks a lot guys, and best of luck with all of your revision in the future.